It is everyone. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. I'm out here. I'm out here. I'm out here. I was just talking about, you know, it's a small world, but bad mind heavy. Everyone is against each other. How are you going to go to work? You can't even, when somebody's talking down to you or disrespecting you at work, you can't even talk about it. You can't even confront them. How are you going to go to work and can't even confront them? You can't even confront them. Huh? How are you going to work? You can't even, you can't say that. And my random scriptures, every time I open up, every time I speak about something and I open the book to random scripture, it leads to right to what I want to speak on. And this tonight, it's talking about Romans chapter 14. Read it for yourself. Romans chapters 14, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, I was reading. And also, I can read the rest of it as well. But these are my random scriptures that I always have. And I think you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you can't even, no one likes to be reprimanded. No one likes to be corrected. No one wants to be talking down to. No one wants to be commanded, right? No one wants to be talking down like they're outcasts, like a black sheep. How how are you at work and with your own race? It's like your own race is against you. And they're like, it's like racism again. It's like a different race is up against you, yet you're the same race. How does that work? You know what I'm saying? When somebody leave you after being with you a 1 year and then they leave you for 1 month and they don't hear from you, sometimes you need closures. And you don't get the closures when you need to get the closures. Hi, you need to get the closures. Sometimes there's no closure. Sometimes it's just you have to get up and move on from that type of sad relationship. I am here talking about random stuff, random scriptures such as Romans chapter 14. Romans chapter 14. Yeah, thank you. Romans chapter 14. And we're talking about general things such as dealing with work and dealing with your masters at work. All right. And they tend to be your same race of you as you. And they want to talk down to you any way you feel like it. And they, and you can't say nothing. Right. Oh, yeah, at work, you can't say nothing. And if you say anything, it's a problem because you're not supposed to say anything. But yet they have the confederacies and they have the conspiracies up against you and at work, and yet it's the same race as you. How does that work? Y'all tell me. Yeah, these are the things I'm speaking on tonight. And Romans chapter 14 from the Bible, right? And every time I speak on something, sorry, every time I speak on something, I randomly open the Bible to a random scripture and speak on it. And yeah, it's based on what I'm speaking on. And I didn't even know that. You see how God works? Yeah. So, it's the energy, right? And again, we don't get closures from relationships. Sometimes you just have to get up and move on and let go, right? Don't don't sit on there and wait for someone to come back when he's coming back, when he's done do this. No, the predictions and all that nonsense. No, move, get up and move on and learn to say no, right? And everybody's so broken. How you're in the, how is the world so small that you live in? Communities are so small. Everybody knows everybody, and yet Bad mind is heavy. Race is against race. Nations against nation. Your own race is against you for petty things. Petty things that don't even make sense. Like I don't even know. Let me put it in here for sure. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna read the scripture again. Chapter, and it's talking about it's talking about the strong and weak and the strong. Romans chapter 14. It says, "Him that is weak in the faith receive he, but not to doubtful disputations. For one believeth that he may eat all things; another who is weak eateth herbs." You can always donate. Yeah, there's my email there if you have bills to. Thank you. Um, Let not him that eateth despise him that eateth not, and let not him which eateth not judge him that eateth, for God had received him. Who art thou judgest another man's servant? To his own master he standeth or falleth. Yeah, he shall be holden up, for God is able to make him stand. One man esteemeth one day above another, another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. And verse 6, it says in there, we can do 1,000. Who is this person? Isabella Cat's Eye. Oh, hi. Mhm. And it's in verse 6, it says, "He that regarded the day regarded it unto the Lord, and he that regarded not the day to the Lord, he do it not regard it. He that eateth, eateth to the Lord, for the for he giveth God thanks, and he that eat not to the Lord, he eat, and he that eateth not to the Lord, he eateth not, and giveth God thanks." So either way, give God thanks in everything, whether you eat not, whether you eat today or eat not, whether you're up here today and whether you're down there tomorrow. In everything, give the Most High thanks. And I'm going to stop at verse 7. "For none of us liveth to himself, and no man die to himself." You see that? So we don't live for ourselves, and we don't die for ourselves. So you got to understand the word, and always ask Most High for knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. I always like to read my King James version because I'm used to that old time version. But as I was saying, bad mind is heavy in a world so small that everybody knows eat everybody. That's what I mean by the world is small, as in the communities are small, wherever you from, for the areas are small, things like that, and so forth. The next thing again, um, don't allow someone to walk over you, whether it's in relationship or it's in work or wherever the case would be, just because either they're younger than you or older than you. Respect goes either way, right? Don't be here saying, "Oh, um, whatever," and taking it, and the next thing you snap on them. It's not nice for somebody to keep on talking to you. What's it called? Three, four times, went like a dunce or yeah or something, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like like, oh yeah, at work you can't even say that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just know when. Hi everyone that's on the live. Thank you for coming in. I don't know you all, but thank you for joining me on the live. I'm just here for a short period of time, and then I keep it moving. I'm gonna. It's just random scriptures I'm reading and speaking on real life situations, such as having closures on relationships, Not every relationship. Some people will just walk out on you and just don't say anything. And how, and especially in this day and age and time, how is these things continue happening? And like it needs to be broken. That's say relationships. I think their relationship. That's so generational curses continue on, and on and on and on and on and so forth. And and so forth. So yeah, that's why it's not all the time you can just keep on putting up with nonsense, right? You just got to know when to stop, when to end it, and let go and keep it moving. Yeah, we're praying and praying this and that and whatever, but we got to learn to enough is enough to implement the prayer, do it, put it into action, break this curse of they're doing certain things to my panties, having certain people coming to see you, and you're praying for it to stop. Then you do it in action. You don't let them come there and use you anymore. Let it go. Things like that. So always do the actions and always put things into play. Mm? Yeah, we're praying for being healed. And we so go out there eat all kind of nonsense and junk food. How does that work? Like that's the examples. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So read the word, Romans chapter 14, and that's my random scripture. And I leave it right there. I leave it right there. Thank you for guys for coming in and watching my live. I'm here randomly. Everything is random. Random, random, random. Everything is random. You don't want nobody coming to use you for certain sexuality for their things there. End it. Like, learn to don't answer for no more phone calls. Don't answer no more doors. Just don't allow them to come back in your life to use you for that. Sometimes we have to learn to say no. Stop. Stop. Getting rejected. Stop being used and abused and refused and rejected. Even when you're praying to the Most High for fight that off of you, you have to also put it in action and be in control and say no in the real world, in the physical flesh, and said no, that's enough because you're praying to the Most High spiritually for it to end, and you have to also implement it in the physical form too. Well, thanks for watching Dr. Patsy Naturalist show, where all the ministry, music, talking is real life stories, real life of what's going on, real life tactics and hisms and schisms and all these things. And speaking about, dealing with people in general, communities, church, family members, things like that. Just, keeping it jiggy. You know what I'm saying? Keep it jiggy. Just don't make nobody walk over you. And if it's a problem for you to say something, like, oh, it's a problem when you see something, and then they gonna start rocking on. You're like, I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But random scriptures. So speaking tonight, and on, servant and being weak and strong and all these things. So I'm gonna be on here randomly, just like I do random scriptures. I trust God. I trust God. You know. So I had her hairdresser. She's like, just do one thing at a time. But she never do like sing. So I need to get back into singing too. I need to get out of there. I need to work on it. I need to work on the vocals. You know what I'm saying? The vocals. All right. Thanks for having me, YouTube. We'll be back here very soon. Oh my God.